Judgment Day is officially tomorrow for Erik Ten Hag. Now, we've got multiple reports that have gone on from our morning show and our midday show today, where we've reported that it didn't look like Ten Hag was actually leaving Manchester United. He's now officially left on holiday, according to ESPN and Rob Dawson. After talking to Manchester United's powers that be after the game at Aston Villa, he was given no indication that he was leaving Manchester United, but more reports have circulated after Manchester United officials, directors, and who is who, or anyone who is anyone at Manchester United, was arriving at Old Trafford for talks today, scheduled talks about everything Manchester United. It is now believed that the meeting tomorrow in London is the crucial one for the decision on Erik Ten Hag and whether Ineos actually go ahead and sack Ten Hag. There are lots of reports coming out as well that Ten Hag is going to get sacked. Ten Hag, in fact, is now got to a point where Joe Glazer, Sir Jim Radcliffe, multiple reports on him today, not being happy and ready to pull the trigger. We're going to get through all the reports, bring you everything that's happening in the news, and talk through your comments as we go through the live show. Get your comments in right now, everybody. Get watching this video. Stay in there and give yourself a chance to actually get your comments and thoughts across. I was out at Old Trafford earlier on today talking to a few United fans. The video is out on the channel right now. Quite amusing, actually. Not in that these fans actually wanted Ten Hag to stay. Everyone is welcome to their opinion here on Forever United TV, as you all know, but quite amusing as to how they see things going, really, at Manchester United. We had a bit of a laugh about it and everything. I know we shouldn't, because a man's job's on the line and we have to take these matters seriously, obviously, but still, the serious matter at hand is how Manchester United are playing, and that apparently, according to reports, has now been brought under the microscope, and people in power at Manchester United are looking at Ten Hag in a different way, as in they are not happy, the performances are not where they expected them to be, and some actually saying that United are ready to pull that trigger and say goodbye to Erik Ten Hag. There's plenty of rumours around. We've got Jamie Jackson of The Guardian who has been talking about it as well. I'm going to go through all of the reports and read out as many as possible as they have dropped throughout the day. So first of all, the Rob Dawson one that I was saying earlier on, I'm going to bring everything up on this one right now. Let's just go through absolutely everything. So NBC are talking about Manchester United and everything that's going on with Tuchel and Ten Hag right now. So I'm just going to go through going through everything. So Thomas Tuchel remains a candidate for Manchester United after Erik Ten Hag has been sacked, if Ten Hag has been sacked. That's what Romano put out earlier on, and it's all sort of stemmed from that comment there and gone forward. To complete change in Manchester United's first team coaching staff was due to tensions with Erik Ten Hag. Apparently, United's staff, Benny McCarthy, Van der Gaag, McLaren, everything that was going on, there weren't many happy people around Ten Hag, and that's why everything has been changed. So this, again, more proof that Manchester United are really backing, and Ineos have backed Ten Hag this summer in what he wanted. So again, yes, Ten Hag saying what he wants, and Ineos basically giving him what he wants. Some within Manchester United leadership team think Thomas Tuchel could be the man to replace Erik Ten Hag if he's sacked. However, Tuchel's side are pushing the fact that he could replace Ten Hag at the moment. More on this one from Chris Wheeler as well, saying Sir Jim Radcliffe and Joe Glazer are at Old Trafford and Carrington today. That there is a fans advisory board meeting and stadium discussions with Gary Neville, but Erik Ten Hag is also on the agenda ahead of Tuesday's board meeting. Ten Hag's future is in the air. So Chris Wheeler of the Daily Mail is saying his future is well and truly in the air. Although Sir Jim Radcliffe said a decision over Erik Ten Hag's future is not his call, it's understood that he, Sir David Brailsford and Joe Glazer will have the final say based on recommendations of Omar Barada, Dan Ashworth and Jason Wilcox. So, in translation into what the interview with BBC was saying, and Sir Jim Radcliffe saying he has got nothing to do with the decision, he is the one that's going to make the call. But in terms of decision, he's leaving that decision to Omar Barada and Dan Ashworth. So where it's lost in translation a bit is Ten Hag will listen to Dan Ashworth, Omar Barada, Jason Wilcox. He will discuss it with Sir David Brailsford, his second in control, and co-owner Joe Glazer, and then they will make the decision. That's how it's going to go down. Just to clear that up, because some people are saying that it'll be Dan Ashworth and Omar Barada making the call. They will make the call and let Sir Jim Ratcliffe know what's happening. Then Sir Jim Ratcliffe will be the one that goes and cuts that cord, and there goes Erik Ten Hag. Chris Wheeler carries on to talk and says, talks are ongoing at Manchester United over Ten Hag's future ahead of tomorrow's board meeting in London. The club must decide whether to stand by Ten Hag again or sack him. They're in no rush to make that decision, and sources say the major developments are expected today. So, are we expecting news today? I don't know. We may expect news today. There may be something late tonight. I expect more probably tomorrow. And then Rob Dawson goes on to saying, and this is a little bit where it changes up a bit, Erik Ten Hag spoke to Manchester United leadership team after the game at Aston Villa and was not given any indication that his job was under immediate threat, leading him to believe he is safe for now. Ten Hag has now gone on holiday. You can see what's coming here, can't you? We made a sort of tweet about it before and a little bit of a joke about it on Forever United TV. By the way, if you're not following us on Twitter, on X, please do so. Forever United TV, we are there. Link is in the description as well, guys. So go click on that for all the up-to-date news and snippets that you might be seeing coming into the videos throughout YouTube through the day. Rob Dawson's saying that he's on holiday. Do you reckon he's going to be for? Do you reckon that we're going to make a call again? It seems like every time a big call is to be made about Erik Ten Hag, he's actually on holiday. So it's going down a very similar road right now to where he was in the summer with Ten Hag back in June, and him having his jollies and not being happy that United would contact him there. Honestly, get over it, seriously. If it happens again, it happens again. United obviously won't be bothered about calling Ten Hag back off his holiday to fire him. You can go and spend as much time as you want on your break then. So, yeah, don't look at this as Ten Hag's on holiday and that's it. Because he's on holiday, no decision's going to be made. Manchester United will still pull the plug if they decide to tomorrow. I did see Sir Alex Ferguson today well at Old Trafford. I've seen him getting out of his car and arriving. Sam Luckhurst and Ty Marshall from the MEM reporting on this. Sir Alex Ferguson was also at Old Trafford today. Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the Ineos members left the stadium after the meeting via a rear entrance where the public couldn't see them. And then we get into juicy stuff that's come out from Peter Hall, who has been talking to iPaper Sport, saying there is now a growing feeling Manchester United's football committee, Joe Glazer, Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Sir David Brailsford may pull the trigger and sack Erik Ten Hag sooner rather than later. Some figures within Manchester United have observed that Ruud van Nistelrooy acting more like a manager in recent weeks. Erik Ten Hag's future, that was from Peter Hall as well, that one. Jamie Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson? Jesus, he's doing a bit, isn't he? Actually, on that, before we move on to Jamie Jackson's piece there, let's get some comments flying in as well. Let's just stop it. Let's just have a little bit of a scroll down and go in there. Right. Okay. Zidane will never come to England. I think people have been talking about who's going to come in. Some people saying Zinedine Zidane. Zidane will never come to England. Maybe our board can ask Chelsea, Spurs and Liverpool where they got their coach. He deserves a holiday. God bless him, says Aunt Sally. Will Ten Hag be sacked? Is a question mark from Amir. We'll find out tomorrow. Not sacking him. We're broke. Could barely afford Ugarte. We're not broke. We never have been broke. And sacking him, like Ornstein said, is not a problem for Manchester United. A few disco biscuits and he won't be worrying about United. Roddy says, ring him when he is on his jollies and tell him he is sacked. Roddy's being brutal with that one there. Baham says, Ruud's action is that of someone must kick the player to wake up. Good cop, bad cop type of action. Mike says, fine, he might need it, but we're the same. Last time he were close to being sacked. That's a funny part of it. In terms of Ten Hag being on holiday, sorry, the typos in them comments are killing me right now. I have the same problem at all. I just blame the technology. Even though I'm an Everton fan, I just saw the Manchester United rumours and I am hopeful that Erik Ten Hag's reign of staying is going to come to an end. At least I want Ruud until the end of the season. Oh, okay. Don't expect that from opposition fans. But hey, that's how big United are. Everyone's interested in what's actually going on. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. Over 100 likes already. Thank you, everybody. Keep them flying in. Cheers. Christopher says, we need a mid-table manager for a few. We are a mid-table club at the moment. You mean a mid-table manager for a few weeks or months, Christopher? He didn't have that in the comment there. Sorry, I'm just picking up on that. Adam, is there any way to sack Ten Hag without his 70 million payout? I'm shocked. Ineos never had the performance clause in the contract. Can we transfer him to a desk job to see out his contract? And shame we can't. And Ineos didn't give Ten Hag his contract. It was the one that was already in place. They chose not to give him one because their payout probably would have been more if it all went wrong. They probably would have calculated this error in a worst case scenario. Really worst case scenario. I think they would have thought we'd at least made it into the new year, and then it might have been less because the contract term has come down a little bit. This is why they've just been taking their time, I think, as well. There is financial implications in this as well as underperforming on the pitch implications for Ten Hag. So really, I feel like they wanted it to go longer, but it hasn't. And now we're in a situation where they feel like, they're probably feeling like we did calculate this in, and it was only an emergency. And it's if they think that it's an emergency right now and we need to get rid of him. Like you've seen in the videos I did earlier on today outside Old Trafford, some fans just feel like there isn't that manager out there for Manchester United to bring in. Tuchel talk is still flying around. I've tried to put it aside and not get too over the top with it in the last few hours. It is still going, and he is now favourite to take over at Manchester United. But I'll just reiterate again what I said in the first two videos today. I'm still going off what David Ornstein said of The Athletic, and that is similar to what ESPN have been reporting, that it doesn't look like they want to get rid of him. And as it stands at the moment, he is still in a comfortable-ish position. I don't know, until they have this meeting. Someone may be in that boardroom, and someone may be in these meetings and these directors' meetings and just go, look, and just lay it all out on the table and just not be convinced at all. And we don't know. These people are used to making brutal decisions. And if Sir Jim Ratcliffe gets any wind of one of his members of his team being not in the bit convinced by Erik Ten Hag, then the plug will be pulled and down goes Ten Hag. That will happen. The thing that we've got to look at is there anyone in that group, in that leadership group, that is fully in and convinced, like a lot of the fan base are, that Ten Hag is not going to take this team forward, and we are going to lose more if we don't get rid of him now. And that is going to come into it. The calculations and the finance experts within this football structure will be looking at everything that's involved in this whole sacking of Ten Hag if they go down that road. I still think now, even with these rumours, I'm sort of 60-40 he's going to stay. That's where I'm at right now. Obviously, in my own head, as you all know, I want Ten Hag gone. I'm not going to change my mind from that. I think he's gone as far as he can, and from the weekend, midweek, throughout the season, through last season, you all know my thoughts on Ten Hag, and I've stuck by them. So that's where I'm at. But if you were to ask me now what I think might happen going off the reports, I'm still about a 60-40 Ten Hag stays, and we just limp on. Are we, Adam? We are definitely broke. Look at our place, 5 points from bottom. We're not broke because we're down there. We're broke because the team are not performing. Sorry, we're down there because the team are not performing. Man United are not broke. Money is there. You don't need to worry about that. Keane is in the chat, actually, who I spoke to earlier on. He's on the video. Keane, welcome along to the show, mate. Love that. Spoke to you earlier, Adam. As much as I disagree, it'll be on its way, but we need certain change. However, the next manager will still have the same problems with the team. I kind of disagree on that one. I think that a manager out there with the capabilities can get something out of this team. I really do. I've seen Marcus Rashford started to pull his finger out for Erik Ten Hag. If he's going to do it for Erik Ten Hag after everything that's gone down, then I think he'll do it for another manager. Someone will figure out the right way and the right combination and system to fit this team in. He's definitely there. Look, let's not forget, this is a team that's beaten the best in this league and can compete. It's just the consistency factor. The mentality of these players needs to change. I think Ruud van Nistelrooy is a good coach to have in. I think we need a top-notch manager alongside Ruud van Nistelrooy, and that's the missing link. I may be completely wrong, and it may just go full cycle again, like Keane said. And not just Keane, like a lot of other people in the chat and people who've spoken to me and people who've messaged me, it's going to be the same again. We're going to end up going full cycle again. Is there anyone else, apart from Liverpool and Manchester City, that this doesn't happen with, though? You could say Arteta now, he's been in longer. Eddie Howe probably. They're the ones that have probably been in the club longer than what Ten Hag has been in at Manchester United. So, really, this is like normal right now for managers to be sacked every couple of years. It's crazy, but that's the way that football has gone. Jonathan says, if Ineos sack Erik Ten Hag, they had better have a good replacement sorted for the season. No more interim managers with the players taking the mickey out of the fans. Loads of comments flying in today. Let's see what else we've got. Cam35 says, United has the money and prestige to bring a club back to the glory. Is a feather in a cap for someone not to take. We would have the money like at Madrid. Not sure where we're going with that one. What's happening at 9 p.m? I'm not sure what is happening at 9 p.m. actually. What is that all about? Squad. So also in other news quickly on that before I forget, Mazraoui and Garnacho are not travelling. They are staying back in Manchester for treatment. So Mazraoui and Garnacho are not in the international squads. So yes, let's what's her name? Let's hope that they are okay and going forward. They are going to be available after the international break. But yeah, the right decision. If we have got any uncertainty on them players, don't send them out on international duty. Definitely not. I think rumours are there to sell papers. Ten Hag is safe as houses as long as top four is possible. Lee, it's not though. I know you're saying mathematically possible. I just don't see that at all right now. Let's get through some more. Peter, Adam, we are not broke. The Glazers are still taking money. If we were broke, the Glazers would be long gone. I know we're not broke. I'm not saying we're broke. A few other people think it because we can't afford to get rid of Ten Hag because of that 15 million payoff to get rid of him. I don't think that is the case at all. I really don't. But I think a lot of people are just looking at it that way because Ineos are looking to save as many pennies as they possibly can. Look, I think we've saved an absolute fortune in wages. And they will be looking at it, like I just said, financially. Can we get into the Champions League and get the riches that are there if we get rid of Ten Hag? Will we balance it out? If United get in the Champions League and they'll be thinking, is there a manager to get us in there? Or do we just go with Ten Hag and not risk bringing another manager in on another wage and having to pay Ten Hag? Because another manager could come in and we might not get Champions League. And then we've not got that automatic money to pay off the Ten Hag fee. United will have enough money to pay Ten Hag off anyway, but still. I just feel like right now, Manchester United are in a position where I think they've got the money to get rid of Ten Hag if they want, but they will want to recoup some of it in a better performance with another manager after he's gone. That's where we're at with that one. Let's get into more of the news. I was going to carry on with that. Jamie Jackson of The Guardian has been talking as well. Erik Ten Hag's future as Manchester United manager will be decided at the executive summit headed by Sir Jim Ratcliffe in London tomorrow. Ruud van Nistelrooy is favoured as a caretaker replacement should a change be made. So Jamie Jackson has said that. He's also said Brentford manager Thomas Frank is among the potential permanent successors to Erik Ten Hag. So you've got Thomas Frank talks again. We talked about these earlier on, and Thomas Tuchel talks. Everything going on with both of these in the rumour mill right now. Are any of the managers any good for you guys in the chat? Let me know. Are you comfortable with Thomas Frank coming in? Tuchel it would have to be for me personally. I just don't think it's the right time for Thomas Frank. And I think there are, I won't going to say there's managers ahead of Thomas Frank because I think he's doing a great job, but still, you know what I mean. With Thomas Frank, it's a case of United actually being too much for him at this stage, and I've said it all along. I think it will be a David Moyes type of scenario if he comes in. Ricky says, imagine debating whether to sack a manager while the club sit 14th. How is it even debatable? I see. I've had a lot of comments come through the day. It's like some fans overreacting. A couple of wins and we'll be back into the top half of the table again and challenging again. Yeah, that is the case, but you're not going to break into the top 8. And ultimately, you need to do more than what we did last season. And right now, we've already fallen behind our competitors. We've already fallen behind everyone else who was ahead of us last season. And it's only going to get worse. So really, when you look at it, Manchester United have got to go some and more to try and get back up there. And can you see that happening? Can you see United having a 5 or 6 game winning run under Ten Hag? Have we ever? Because that's what it's going to take to solidify United back in the mix. And then we've got to hope the form sticks from there. We just haven't got it in us. Like, the amount of defeats that this club has is just getting to a point now where we're actually, like, it's unsustainable, and you can see why a decision needs to be made. Like, I'm not confident. We went through all of the fixtures earlier on. I'm not confident about Brentford when we come back from the international break. I'm really not. I think Brentford have got our number. I said this earlier on today. And this is the things that's going to be discussed today. These are the things that are going to be brought up. Talking to fans earlier on, and like I said, I was talking to Keane, who's in the chat, and another chap in his Twilight shirt, bless him. Great entertainment. But he reckons that Ten Hag is proving that Manchester United are going forward. It's proof that we're going forward. He can see improvement in United's team. I just don't see it. I don't at all. And I asked the question. He said Manchester United's defence is there now. I'm like, after one game? Like, surely you're picking up off the Aston Villa game on that one. But no, it's like De Ligt will come good. And Martinez, it will be a warrior as long as he curbs his temperament. People are trying to find every little bit of positive that they can when it comes to United. And it's admirable. It is. I do look at it and I go, you know what? Credit to you. Like, trying to look at the positives all the time. I'm sick of being sat there watching teams absolutely rinse us at Old Trafford. I'm sick of hearing away fans shouting you're sacked in the morning. Is there a fire drill because half the stadium's leaving the stands? You know what I mean? Like 20,000 fans gone by 20 minutes left. It's an absolute joke. It really is. It's an absolute joke. And you've just got to look at it and say, look, at the end of the day, Sir Jim Ratcliffe has invested a small fortune on Ten Hag, and this is what will be discussed. It will be, can we trust what we've invested? The stories about the unrest within the backroom staff and things like that, that is quite scary, to be honest. That is quite scary. And I think that's the one for me that worries me the most. Like, I feel like Ten Hag feels like he's a bit invincible at the moment and he can't be touched. That's the aura that he carries around with him, Ten Hag. And I feel like that's where he's at. And going on holiday now, again, I said it at the start of the show, don't take that as this is all done and dusted now just because he's gone on holiday. I think there's more to come from this, but still, you've got to look at the bigger picture again. And there may be someone within that boardroom or someone on that director's board that are saying, look, this is just not good enough, it's not acceptable. And that one voice can convince other people. It can happen. And it probably will happen. There'll be someone there that isn't happy with this. And I think a change would give United a chance this season. I think that's how a lot of people will be looking at it. Let's get through some more of your comments as well. I've never been before, so invested in manager talks as this time. I think he could be just what we need. I'm not sure who we're talking about with that one there. Hello, Neil. Hope you're doing well, mate. Don't you think the Barada and Ashworth have already spoken to Ten Hag about his decision to continue keeping Fernandes and his tactics. Don't you think the Rory had discussions with you about you are? I'm not sure, mate. Typos again. What's wrong with everyone tonight? Hi, Adam. Ineos will continue to do the good work behind the scenes. I just don't think Erik Ten Hag is the right guy to move us forward. Spend loads of money on players and cuts them out of the side. Progress, no. Adam, do you regret not really having the courage of your convictions in regards to Erik Ten Hag? Would you have preferred to be off the fence earlier? I'm not sure what you're on about there, Andy. I was saying it as it was. I didn't think Ten Hag was the right man last season. I said it. Don't give him the job. Not convinced. Don't know what you're talking about, mate. I always say it as I do. I'll praise him when he does something good, and I will slag him off if he does something wrong. I still always stand by it, though. I don't see this manager ever picking up the trophies that I think Manchester United would need to be picking up. He's never going to win us the league. Is he good enough to get us in the top 4? Of course he is. Why? Because he's done it before, and there's no excuse. Simple as. What's we got there? Piers should cry to Starmer at Arsenal. He sort of played both sides. I don't know. I didn't, mate. I didn't at all. I was just saying it as it was. You can ask anyone on that one, in fact. Good God, like, I'm known as the Ten Hag Out channel, apparently, according to people. People have left the channel because I was Ten Hag Out. Barry says, Erik Ten Hag is the biggest ick for me is the team selections, substitutions, and lack of system. Not because of him about the top 4. It's the money spent that got us the top 4. That's what Cam's saying about Ten Hag regarding his first season as well. It's what you want. It's what you want. I don't know what that is, Maria. No idea why, Adam. I thought you liked Ten Hag. Cheers, Gray. Don't rub it in, mate. You'll start upsetting people. Difference between him and Arteta is Arteta introduced his own players. Erik Ten Hag has already given up on his signings. See, the problem with Ten Hag is, and what a lot of people have said recently is, if you've got 7 of your signings sat out on the bench, then it shows clearly that there is a problem behind the scenes, doesn't it? It does. And what you've got to look at there is a man that has got an issue with his team, his selection, his system. He doesn't know who fits best. I said it all along, he doesn't know what his best team is. And I've said it all along that he is poor at recruitment. The players that he's brought in haven't helped out. I still don't know how he gets Ugarte into this team. And that's a massive worry as well. It really is. But I think Ineos will be looking at that. And when it comes to Ashworth and Barada, going into these meetings, I don't think they're going to hold any punches. I think they're just going to go for it and say it. Look, I said this all along as well. Like, their reputations are in the hands of Erik Ten Hag. And that's what they won't stand for. It's like they can do everything that they can in their power to make Manchester United actually better, and it gets thrown down the drain by Ten Hag and how he sets his team up. That's what you have to look at. I've agreed with you, Adam, for a year now to get Ten Hag out. People saying differently are lying. It's simple. Oh, I know, Frank. I know. People just don't listen properly and pick up on certain things. Why not play Xerxes at 10? I've said this all along, Rajat, I'm afraid. If we get top 4 with Ten Hag, Adam should wear a tutu outside Old Trafford. Ain't going to happen, no. It's depressing to watch, mate. Ten Hag is a glorified PE teacher. Ouchie. We have a gifted member in the house from the Honest Tiger that has gone to Maria. Welcome to the members club. Sorry, mate, but United need a reality check. United aren't the same club anymore. The players aren't good enough. I do think there are good players in there. I do. I really do think there's still players in this team. I'm not having that at all. Let's see what we've got here. Should have known with his other team it wasn't going to be great for Radcliffe. Yeah, that is true. Quickly, while we're on this, guys, in terms of what it used to be like and how good we used to be, we do have our prize back. The draw is ending tonight in 30 minutes, in fact. So please do get onto it right now. And that is this mega prize right now from our partners Football Prizes. The link is in the live chat, pinned right to the top. Click on it. Get your tickets, £3.95. Only buy what you can. I don't want people overspending on this, but you can win a double signed shirt, framed, fully authenticated with Rooney and Berbatov. There are also separate prizes, as you can see there, in the old red shirts of Rooney and Berbatov. They're not framed, but also still fully authenticated. But the top prize, as you can see there, double frame signed shirts from Berbatov and Wayne Rooney. The link is in the description and also pinned right in top of the live chat now. Get onto that now, everybody. You will not want to miss it. It is a brilliant prize. It ends in 30 minutes, so there's just a few tickets left. Get on there, buy them now. Get your chance to win this mega prize courtesy of our partners here on FUTV Football Prizes. Thank you for that one. That is a mega one, and I love that shirt. That is one of my favourite away shirts, that one. Absolutely mega. Can still remember Ronaldo smashing that one in as well. Ineos better make the right decision after their meeting. They should have made the right decision to fire Erik Ten Hag after winning the FA Cup last season. This is the opposite of progress under Erik Ten Hag. P1DLX says, I don't believe that Erik Ten Hag was ever part of the Ineos plans. It's just about the right timing to move on. A lot of people also saying that he was just the only one available. And again, still, I just don't feel that Thomas Tuchel wanted the job, and that's why we've not got another manager in. Mr. Creed MC with the super chat. Just tuned in, Adam. What have I missed? Basically, a lot of reports saying that there are a lot of members within the directors of Manchester United saying that they don't want Ten Hag, and it is time to cut ties. It's time to go. They're not convinced. There are many reports saying he looks safe-ish. There are also a lot of reports coming out now saying that he looks doomed right now. So, yes, that is your full-on update. I'm going to be over on the United View with Flex and Saeed and the gang anytime now. Their show has already started, so we're going to fly across there. So make sure you come and see me over there as well, everyone. I'm going to have it out with them lot as well. But for now, that is us all finished, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'll be back first thing in the morning again with your live updates. And, yeah, we go on from here. Super Chats, members, everybody, thank you so much for joining us on the show tonight. I will be back later on. Early in the morning, like I said. Please give the video a like and subscribe to Forever United TV on the way out, everyone. Thank you. I'll see you all in the morning. Have a great evening, everybody.